Hello, this is Mark from I Am Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B, and I'm standing in front of my Back to Eden garden, which is about 50 feet wide and 300 feet long, and I have some dedicated rows in there that I can plant my crops into. But today's video, I'm going to be going over breaking number one rule in wood chips. So what is the number one rule? You never want to plant directly in the wood chips. You always want to plant in the soil underneath the wood chips. So I also have these dedicated rows here, which is compost, which has been hilled up between the two layers of the wood chips here that I can plant in. But we're going to be breaking the rule today. We're going to be planting directly in the wood chips, not in the soil below. So in my wood chip pathway I have here, that's been at this spot for now for about 2.5 years. I actually put the wood chips down in the fall of 2015. So the pathway is about 5 feet wide, and the wood chips are probably about, they originally were anywhere from 10 to 12 inches thick, and now they're about, say, like 7 to 8 inches thick. So now we're just going to make a little bit of a trench, and we're going to be planting up some sugar snap peas. So I'm going to first start making a trench about 3 to 4 inches deep. And I'm going to go right down a line about 50 feet long. So here I have my trench dug out about 3 to 4 inches deep and about 50 feet long. Now you can see the quality of the wood chips there that have decomposed in the last 2.5 years. The type of seed we're going to be planting today are sugar snap peas, because since I'm located in Zone 6B, it's pretty much the only one we can get outside here early. And I'm also picking sugar snap peas because I've dealt with them before, and the seed is very large in size, which I'll show you. Now, the variety here is called Sprint. Now, what's nice about this variety, it only grows about 2 feet tall, which that's why I'm planting this in the pathway. I do not need a trellis for it or any other type of support for it. Now, do I get the same yield out of them as I do as a taller plant? No, obviously not. If another plant can grow 4 feet tall and have more pods on them, then I'm sacrificing that as a issue here. But what's nice about this is that, again, I don't have to worry about any kind of trellis, and then after these are harvested for my own personal use, or if I wish to sell them, and I'll be planting them in other parts of my farm also too, is I can just come in afterwards, and it's just simple, just a ride over with my electric lawnmower now, cut them all up after I harvest them, and then I'm ready to plant again. It's that simple. I don't have to remove them from the trellis or try to compete against something else when they're in the ground. And the reason behind me planting directly in the wood chips instead of in the ground is because I have a high moisture content right now, and it's early in the spring. I don't have to worry about high temperatures, and I really don't have to worry about those wood chips drying out because they have retained so much moisture over the winter. If the wood chips were dry prior to planting, I would not try to attempt this. But since they're very wet and will stay that way for probably the next, say, 30 to 60 days, I'm pretty sure that I'll get good germination. Plus, the sugar snap pea roots are very durable, and that's another key factor I'm going to play into this, is that I know that they'll spread out in those wood chips doing very well. Now, what I'm very interested in is to find out, once those roots come out, since sugar snap peas is part of a legume family, am I going to get that rhizomia bacteria to get infected into the root and make those nodules on the root? Is there rhizomia bacteria inside the wood chips? I'm not in soil right now, but is it living enough in the wood chips that it can actually do something? So I'm not going to be inoculating these at all. So that's another key thing I'm going to be trying to find out after 2.5 years of wood chips sitting in my garden. What role is it playing right now? So let's determine that, and I'll give you some follow sequences in the future. And now let's get them planted up. So here's what our sugar snap peas look like. You can see they're pretty decent in size, and they'll do very nicely in the wood chips. So we have our seeds sitting nicely in our trench right now. So now we're just going to pull the wood chips back over again and fill up that trench with wood chips, and I'm all set. And we'll know within, let's say, at least 30 days for sure, if they're coming up or not and how they're doing. And just be sure to follow my updates on this project. Make sure you subscribe. If you can, hit the like button too, and I'll see you shortly, and thank you again very much for watching.